And now, it's time for Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. For the next 2 hours, join Pete Gray, rock cod Rick Maxa, and this week's special expert guest for fishing information, new techniques to catch more fish, and the most current scoop on what's happening in the water. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Yamaha Outboards. Reliability starts here. By Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup. And Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. Get ready for the fastest 2 hours on radio with the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray and Rock Cod Rick Maxa.
Good morning, anglers, and welcome to Let's Talk Hookup. I'm Pete Gray with Rock Cod Rick Maxa. We're in the Marty 1090 studios the day after the big 4th of July celebration, and we're going to continue the celebration with a couple of great captains here. Captain Fred Huber from the Daily Double, Captain Steve Peterson from the Mission Belle. The guys that are on the fish are here, and to tell you all about it. You stay tuned. This is Southern California's sport fishing voice. Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
The new Shimano Torium HG is here, and you'll be able to experience this fantastic reel now at your local Shimano dealer. The new Torium is up to 30% smaller than the previous generation, but still has the same line capacity. The smaller S compact body design and one-piece die-cast aluminum frame provides more rigidity and lighter weight. Torium now has EI surface treatment and is tested up to 700 times the corrosion resistance of past models. The new Shimano Torium HG is not only better on the outside, the inside is amazing, with a cross-carbon drag providing up to 24 pounds of drag pressure from a Star Drag reel. It has a sealed roller clutch and 6.2 to 1 brass gears. The machined aluminum handle has a larger knob to make it easy to crank in the big fish. The new lightweight aluminum spool gives you better casting and control. Available in 3 sizes, the Torium HG is the next evolution in compact, rigid, and powerful saltwater Star Drag reels. Get it now at your local Shimano dealers.
Let's talk candidly about long-range fishing. This is Captain Frank Lopresti of the Royal Polaris and the Shogun. Nowhere on Earth will you find a fleet of long-range boats like we have in San Diego. We are fortunate to have several top-notch operations to take you to the most productive fishing grounds in the world. We all offer good food, comfortable staterooms, huge bait capacity, and top-of-the-line fish-finding electronics. So why would you choose the Royal Polaris or the Shogun for your next long-range trip? What sets us apart from the rest? It's pretty simple. The boats, the crew, and the service. From the moment you arrive at Fisherman's Landing, the service begins. We help you load your gear and do everything possible to get beginners or seasoned veterans ready to catch fish. When it's time to fish, the Royal Polaris and the Shogun have the edge there too, delivering the 2 best fishing platforms in the fleet. But don't take my word for it. Come fishing with us. If you want the best, it's Royal Polaris and the Shogun. For more information, call 619-226-8030 or on the web at royalpolarissportfishing.com or shogunsportfishing.com.
Discover the reliable Yamaha 4-stroke family. This versatile line of outboards is available in a range of horsepower with exciting new additions like the advanced technology next generation F-115 and F-200. Both the F-115 and the Innovation Award-winning Yamaha F-200 are the lightest double overhead cam 4-strokes in their classes. The original F-150 delivers legendary reliability, and the all-new F-175 creates a convenient new horsepower tier. Compact, lightweight Yamaha 4-strokes, perfect for repower and ready for anything. Find them today at your local Yamaha Marine dealer.
Summer has finally arrived, bringing warmer waters our way. And you know what that means? The offshore fishing this season could be one of the best ever. And speaking of best ever, have you seen the new 2015 Ford F-150? It's the most advanced F-150 ever, which is even more good news for fishermen. One of my favorite features is the available 360-degree camera. It lets you see everything around you, which really comes in handy when you're trying to launch on a crowded dock. It's also the first truck ever to be built with military-grade aluminum alloy. That means the new F-150 is up to 700 pounds lighter to accelerate faster and stop quicker. It also hauls more and tows more. And get this, it does it all more fuel efficiently. I highly recommend taking one out for a test drive. The new F-150 is the best thing to happen to fishermen in San Diego since the barbed hook. So stop by your San Diego County Ford dealer today. They'll be glad to hook you up.
Hookup! Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. What a cool show this is going to be today, man.
Ricky and I are already quizzing both these guys. Well, where are the fish? Where's this? Where's that? Because they're literally on the water every day, know what's happening. Captain Fred Huber, Captain Steve Peterson. Good morning, gentlemen.
What's up, boys?
Morning, Pete. Morning, Rick.
Great to have the guys from Point Loma Sport Fishing here. And, Fred, spectacular half-day fishing, right?
We've seen some good stuff already. Always amazed at what we see. Movements of water, bait, red crabs. We've seen more red crabs this year than we probably have in the last 15, 20 years combined. We've seen some fish on a yellowfin tuna on the buoy line, something I've never seen before.
Whoa. Wait, what?
We were fishing sand bass, 90 feet of water on the edge of the Bull Kelp, northeast of 1, so we're we're closer.
Yeah, exactly, the harbor entrance, basically.
Yeah, harbor entrance, inside of 3 miles. Watched some fish get busy the other day and looking at bigger boils, and you just assume yellowtail. But God, something about the boils. They're just quicker. They're quicker. It's like, it's not yellowtail. And then, we watched a couple of fish come out of the water, and
wow.
They're there.
Yellowfin tuna.
They're there for 15, 20 minutes. We didn't do anything with them.
Yeah.
But, our eyes didn't lie. That's what we saw.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Yeah. What's to come now? Steve, speaking of spectacular fishing, the 3/4 day fishing at the Coronado Islands, it's beyond spectacular, huh?
Yeah, it's been amazing for a couple of weeks now. Since it's 2 weeks yesterday, it's been fantastic. Lots of good yellowtail around. Started down the coast and has been moving up the islands here lately. It's been fantastic. Out yesterday with limits of yellowtail. 12:30, we were looking for other things to do.
By noon, that's crazy.
Yeah.
By
that's
12:30
crazy.
Done.
12:30, we were done.
Yeah.
Amazing fishing yesterday.
Gosh.
And I hear you just about pick the way you want to catch them. Cast a surface iron, cast a bait, drop a yo-yo jig. You pick the way, and they'll bite it.
Absolutely. We had people on the boat yesterday that had never caught one on the surface iron and put some effort into it and got their first yellowtail ever on the surface iron, and they were really, really excited. And it's good. It's amazing opportunities to figure out what your technique, your go-to technique's going to be. Some people working on their fly line, surface iron, yo-yo, whatever. We caught them all different ways yesterday, dropper loop included.
And they're not
So
rats either,
yeah, no,
are
these
they?
are nice
No.
ones.
Nice ones.
It's good grade. It's I'd call it like 14 to 25 pounders. We had one guy catch his biggest yellowtail he's ever caught yesterday. We had a 25 or 26 pounder in the mix yesterday.
That's so crazy.
Nice.
Good fish.
Think about that. Limits by 12:30.
Yeah. Oh, unbelievable. Yeah. And the yellowtail on the half day too, right? On the daily double?
We've seen some. Yeah. We keep having upwellings on the point, so
yeah, strange.
Yeah,
it's kind of typical though.
Well, the water's moving. It's a push from down below. You see the warmer water, you see the red crabs, you see all the indications that there's big movement in the water, and unfortunately, sometimes it just dips low and pushes up the cold water from the bottom.
Yeah.
But good things are coming this year.
So
They just really are.
Yeah.
Half day tuna.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Why not, huh?
Yeah. No, it's already happened. I give credit to New Seafort, Chabasco. They've both put fish on fishing out of Mission Bay.
Yeah.
And
half day bluefin, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That daily double is known so good too for always getting on that really good summertime calico bass fishing. And I know that there's been so many other things that have kept you busy, like I said, sand bass down the way and yellow outside. But how do the prospects look for just the season of that good calico bass fishing this year?
Rick, it's a hard read for me this year. It really is. I mean, I've seen, other things that, I always kind of think of summer starting as once I start seeing the black skimmer birds.
Okay.
So I saw my first black skimmer, I think it was, it was July 1st or the 30th of June. And it's about typical timing. But before that, I saw a frigate bird.
Really?
It's like that's
frigate?
a frigate bird, and that's something you always think of,
Tropics.
Yeah, but towards the end of summer, beginning of the fall. So things are happening in crazy order. I watched turnbirds pick red crabs the other day. I'm not sure I've seen that.
I saw a young loggerhead turtle on Thursday.
Yeah.
You seen those? I mean,
yes,
they're around, right?
Yeah, we saw a small turtle the other day.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of turtles already.
Yeah.
Early in the season, lots of turtles.
Yeah. And any hammerheads yet?
Yeah, there's been hammerheads
Oh,
around.
you've seen hammerheads?
Yeah, a little bit. The other day, Malahini was out fishing some yellowfin, and they had a hammerhead that was around them.
Yeah.
I don't ever remember hammerheads this early in the year.
Yeah.
Like the beginning of July. Yeah. Like this is when we, back in the old days, this is when we would start to maybe think about going offshore and trying to find an albacore.
Yeah.
Now we're talking about yellowfin schools at Buoy 1. Like, this is crazy.
I was going to try and research. I always remember Bill Poole coming on and saying, hey, shoot the fireworks off, you go catch an albacore, right? I'm trying to find an old show where
that'd be cool.
If I can get way back in the archives when he said that, just to hear that quote, because that was certainly one of the things. But this year, all bets are off, right? I mean, what could happen? Steve, for your 3/4 day trips, I mean, what could happen out there?
I don't know. I'm pretty confident we're going to be on fishing offshore for yellowfin tuna and stuff really soon. I mean, there's already yellowfin tuna out there. We went out there yesterday after fishing our yellowtail, looked around. We saw a couple schools. I saw one school of bluefin close to the islands, and then later on we got a few more miles offshore. We got on a school of a yellowfin. We didn't catch any. We saw a few yellowfin hop around, but we were just kind of scouting around, seeing what was available close to the islands.
Yeah.
And saw a little bit of fish, and then headed in with our yellowtail.
With your limits of yellowtail.
Yeah. So let's talk about the passport issue. It hasn't been a good thing for the 3/4 day guys, but the bottom line is you need a passport now to go on the 3/4 day trip, right?
Yeah, if you ever want to fish the coast of Mexico, you need a passport.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
So just get it.
Not just the 3/4 day. The long range boats are faced with kind of the same thing.
Oh, sure.
I mean, if you want
to fish anywhere, any of the famous fishing grounds,
Cedros, San Martin,
all of the above, you need a passport or passport card.
Yeah.
Because if by sea you can use the passport card, right?
Yeah.
But when you get we've said it before. When you get your passport, just order the passport card. I believe it's another $25 at the same time when you get it, and you can keep it in your wallet like a driver's license, and you don't need to worry about forgetting it or losing it or that kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Good thing to have.
Absolutely.
So let's take it to the next level. If you're fishing offshore on the Mission Belle, do you need the passport?
If we're fishing more than 12 miles off the coast of Mexico, you do not need the passport.
You do not need the passport.
not. But if you are going to fish coastally, you are going to need a passport for any trip, anywhere you want to go, fishing anywhere in Mexico.
What we're talking about doing is we're going to put the Point Loma online for one trip or the other. So what we're thinking we're going to do is having one boat where you have to have a passport and another boat where you don't.
For the people that show up and they didn't realize the regulation, you put them on the other one.
We saved some people yesterday.
Good idea.
We had a bunch of reservations for the Mission Belle, and they didn't know it. They didn't get the memo, and we ended up moving them over to the Point Loma.
It's nice to have options, right?
Yes, we're blessed.
But that
we're
being
blessed
said,
with options.
Just like Steve said, just get it. Just go get it. Go get it tomorrow. Put an appointment in for when you get off of work on Thursday and go down to. San Diego is unique that we have a passport issuing office in San Diego, which most places in the country do not have that. I mean, it's just not that difficult to do it here. You make an appointment, you get your paperwork, you get a couple of photos taken, and that's it.
I know a lot of guys that are coming down from L.A. and Orange County and making appointments at the San Diego office because it's so much easier down here. So that's a hint for our listeners that are in L.A. and Orange County. Take a look, make the drive, come to beautiful San Diego, and get your application in on that passport office there. So get that done. So is that going to be like on a daily basis now, Fred? Is that going to be you offer that option every day now?
I think by this coming weekend we'll probably have something in place.
Okay.
That's a great idea. That's awesome.
So what are you going to do, Steve? You're going to stick with the Coronado Islands? The fishing is so good, man.
Hey, how do you not?
Right?
Yeah, I want to stay with the islands as long as this yellowtail thing, continues. The yellowtail fishing is just as good as it gets out there right now. We're really amazed at the yellowtail volume we see.
Yeah.
When I came back from Christmas Island, the first night that I worked, Steve happened to walk through the tackle store, and between Alaska and that trip, I'd been out of touch. There's no cell phone. There's no checking fish dope when you're at Christmas Island. There was nothing. And I had come back late, and I was like, hey, I've been out of town. How's the yellowtail fishing? He looked at me and shook his head and laughed. You're kidding, right? Like, you're kidding me. It's the best it's ever been. It's limits for every boat, darn near every trip for a week and a half straight.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
And the nice grade too. That's the other thing. And the ways that you can catch them are so
cool.
It's what a great way for guys to go out and get their first yellowtail right now, right?
Absolutely.
Or get their kids their first yellowtail.
Kids.
I mean, come down for the summertime. Kids are out of school now. It's after 4th of July. I mean, this is, you want to talk about an opportunity. even with as crazy as the fishing is, and it's not fair for you guys, but because of the passport situation, the crowds are not that bad. I mean, it's obviously being a boat owner and operator, you would like the boat to be more full, but because of this passport thing, I mean, there's not that many people on board.
Yeah, it's a fact. There's definitely been some of that. Yesterday was light.
Advantage passengers.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
exactly.
Take advantage of it right now. Yeah. No doubt about it. Speaking of kids and their first yellowtail, if you haven't seen our photo of the week post on our website, hookup1090.com, young Braden Fletcher, the grandson of the Dart, Bob Fletcher there. What a great photo that was with his first yellowtail aboard. I believe it was last week. I put that picture on our Facebook page. It went absolutely viral almost. It was just crazy how many sites and comments we had on that. Cool. But really cool in his full Guy Harvey AFCO dress there, and a great shot for his first yellowtail. That's the kind of fishing we're having right now on the 3/4 day boat. Is you can take your young kids out and catch them their first yellow, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We had a guy on the boat yesterday with his kid, 10-year-old, and they both caught 5 yellowtail. never been saltwater fishing before. And
never awesome. Been saltwater fishing before.
They had a great time. Fantastic fishing.
Wow.
That's exciting.
So
cool.
Tell us about the Mission Belle. When do you leave? What's the story on the boat? What's your load? All that stuff. Give us the details.
We depart every day at 6 a.m., leaving from Point Loma Sport Fishing. Our maximum load is 42 passengers right now, and just depending on the fishing, just heading out there, good fishing, nice, low, real stable platform, wonderful boat to fish from, great fishing platform. It is.
Yeah, it is.
And just doing our thing.
Very comfortable.
Yeah, fish many a day on the Mission Belle over the years. Yeah, it's quite a vessel. And then what about the daily double? Half day fishing. You don't have the full day to get away. You want to get away for an afternoon or a morning, or are you doing twilight now too?
No, Pete.
Yeah.
We've kind of gotten away from the twilight. You know, it's something about a Friday or Saturday night, and you got a decent load afternoon group of people, and having to tell them it's like, well, you know, I know we're getting bit kind of late here, but we got to go pick up our 15 twilight people.
That doesn't work.
I never cared for it.
Yeah.
It just, if I have extra time and there's a group of kids that want to go fish in the bay, you know, my kids' baseball teams. You know, we've done some things with Friends of Rollo, where we stay in the bay, and it's. I love my summer nights in the bay. The idea of going offshore, you know, us leaving a little later, it's hard for us to get out of the bay and really put a lot of things together with the amount of time we have and the amount of light we have. Unless there's a really good sand bass bite, traditionally for us, it has not been any great fishing. So staying in the bay and by charter is kind of. It's kind of how we sell it. But,
but morning and afternoon, what's the departure times and such like that?
Daily double, leaves daily. Get
it, yeah.
6:30 a.m. to 12:30, and then we leave again at 1 p.m. Get back about 6:30 in the evening.
There you go. Yeah. Sometimes, maybe
unless they're biting, you're having a good time.
Yeah.
Very nice. Well, as you can hear, we have two of the best guys on the water right here talking fishing, right?
Yeah, it's very rare that we could get both of these guys in here with as much as the boats are going out. It's going to be a really fun show, and what a great opportunity if you want to pick the brains of two of the best out there. It's going to be a great show, and if you want to join us this morning, we would love to hear from you. 2 ways you can reach us on Let's Talk Hookup, and first is with our local line, which is 858 area code 457-1090. Again, 858-457-1090. That's our local number. Or you can reach us toll-free, and right now we do have a toll-free line open. That's 877-792-1090. One more time, 877-792-1090, the only line that's still available in the studio this morning. And not only are we going to be talking to Captain Steve, talking to Captain Fred, getting all your questions answered, we have got an awesome prize for one lucky caller at the end of the show today. You want to talk about that great calico fishing, sand bass fishing, yellowtail fishing? Well, somebody's going to get to go experience as we're giving away a half-day trip for 2 aboard the Daily Double. It includes your tackle rental if you need it. Just going to be a very fun day. Go fishing with Fred and the boys and go get in on some of that great local fishing that's going on here. So, again, if you want to get your shot at winning that great trip for 2 and getting your question answered by a couple of the best on the beach, 858-457-1090 or 877-792-1090. And when we come back, we're going to be taking those phone calls. Lots of great information coming your way. You're listening to Southern California's sport fishing voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090.
If you've heard heard the advice Scott Sherman from Fifth Avenue Insurance has given anglers over the past couple of years, you know there is much more to your boat insurance than just a low rate. Well, Fifth Avenue Insurance can not only find you the lowest rates on your boat insurance, they also make sure the coverage you get meets all your needs. What if you had an accident with the boat and found out you didn't have proper coverage? Well, that just won't happen when you insure with Fifth Avenue Insurance. Call them for advice on your current boat policy or any of your insurance needs. Fifth Avenue Insurance, 619-640-3130, or check the number 5 THAVEINS.com.
Have you checked out the giant Fastlane kayaks in Mission Bay yet? It's hard to miss, right in the middle of Dana Landing, across from SeaWorld in Mission Bay. This massive 5,500 square foot location is loaded with Hobie Mirage Drive kayaks and all the accessories. They also have a great selection of Hobie clothing, stand-up paddle boards, paddles, and more. Check out the new model Hobie kayaks arriving daily and see the great deals on previous year's models. Even test a kayak or stand-up paddleboard right out their back door on Mission Bay. When it comes to Hobie kayaks, no one does it better than the crew at Fastlane Kayaks at Dana Landing across from SeaWorld in Mission Bay. Check FastlaneSailing.com.
Here's what clients are saying about Rick Jensen and the Sport Fishing Financial Group.
My name is Jerry Farmer, and I live here in San Diego. Rick Jensen has successfully managed investments for me for the past 15 years. Before Rick, I worked with financial advisors that led me into bad investments and hid kickbacks they were receiving on the investments. Rick has demonstrated through his attentiveness to my account a great feeling of responsibility to do well for his clients. With Rick, his compensation is reasonable and clear, as are the benefits for the client. For the past 15 years, the cost-benefit ratio has been greatly in my favor.
After learning about Rick and his background and what he's done for his clients, I'm on board. I just opened my own account with Sport Fishing Financial, and I'm very excited about the opportunity.
This is Rick Jensen with Sport Fishing Financial Group. Work with me and learn what I can do for you as an investment advisor, and let's go fishing. Give us a call or find us on the web for a complimentary risk analysis, current portfolio analysis, or business retirement plan proposal. Call 949-481-1807 or visit us at sportfishingfinancial.com.
Your hook is one of the most important parts of your fishing tackle, and that is why you should use the hook that sets the standard for quality and innovation. Gamakatsu. As Japan's leading hook manufacturer and growing at an amazing pace, Gamakatsu is responsible for introducing a unique tempering process to give Gamakatsu hooks superior strength and durability. Plus, the conically needle-honed points stay sharp. Gamakatsu offers a hook for every fishing situation, including the finest one-piece ringed hooks, light wire, standard and heavy-duty live bait hooks, and the popular Nautilus circle hooks. Get Gamakatsu hooks at your favorite tackle store and stay connected to that fish of a lifetime.
My Angler H2O. I will never use that fakey fluorescent pink bait or drag my hula popper through the mud. I will outmaneuver drought-exposed stumps, rocks, and submerged station wagons. And outsmart the ravenous river otter. I will save water by taking shorter showers for higher lakes. And I will always, always wear my life jacket.
What's your H2O? Tell us at BoatCalifornia.com. The California State Parks Division of Boating and Waterways reminds you to wear it, California.
Here's John Ireland for Rancho Leonero.
Rancho Leonero was awarded the Certificate of Excellence from TripAdvisor for 4 straight years. Especially interesting, most hotels are just hotels, and most people stay in the hotel and go do their activities elsewhere. Rancho Leonero, of course, provides fishing, diving, all activities, all meals, your whole vacation. So the fact that we're so highly rated, we're very proud of it. From picking you up at the airport to dropping you off, literally everything is turnkey from there. We make it as easy as we can for you at the ranch. From your meals to whether you're going to go fishing or diving or just hang out by the pool. When you're coming to Rancho Leonero, you are coming to John Ireland's home. I guarantee the best fishing vacation experience in all of Baja. It's unique. There's nowhere that I could think of to get the same experience that you get at Rancho Leonero. Our new reservation phone number is 800-646-2252, 646-BAJA, and RanchoLeonero.com. It's really unique. It is. We're very proud of it.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
All right, phones are packing up. One line open. You want to get through? Here is your chance. 858-457-1090 open right now. Let's go ahead and jump into it, Rick.
You got it, man. How about we start the morning off with Don. Don's calling us from Woodland Hills this morning. Don, good morning. Thanks for joining us here on Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, guys. Good morning. Thanks for taking my call. Hey, for someone who's done the offshore thing, I'm talking about myself here, never really done three-quarter or half-day fishing out of San Diego. What's kind of the mix of fish that I would expect to see, especially this time of the year, and also what kind of gear should I bring?
I'll take that one. 3/4 day, we're fishing yellowtail. That's our thing. I mean, especially this year, it kind of varies year to year, but right now yellowtail is pretty much our only focus. And so you want to have a 25-pound test, a bait rod for fishing 25-pound, and yo-yo rod with 40-pound. And if you fish the surface iron, whatever you prefer with fishing the surface iron with, 40-pound is what I prefer. And that's pretty much all you need, for the mix there. Some years we're fishing calico bass, some years we're fishing sand bass, so you might throw in some bass gear for that. But this year and any year that there is yellowtail around and available, that's pretty much our only focus. That's what we do. 3/4 day fishing in San Diego for the most part.
One cool thing about the Mission Belle is it shows you guys worry a whole lot less about the filling the bag with a little rockfish, little sand bass thing. Like, you guys go to catch yellows, and obviously if it's not going to happen, you're gonna do what's appropriate. But the focus is always on that first.
Yeah, absolutely. Yellowtail is our bread and butter. That is our most important. That is our main concern is yellowtail every day.
And it's been amazing this year.
Absolutely.
Steve's A game.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, that's what you guys love.
That's what we like to do, and that's what we want to do, and yellowtail is it.
There isn't there probably isn't a day that goes by that you don't see Captain Peterson out on the deck throwing a surface iron, right?
Yeah. I don't like to let too many opportunities go by. If there's a shot to get one, I want it got.
Yeah. Is there a thing in the world, too, that's more fun than being at the Coronado Islands, especially when they're biting and having those things splash around in the chum and catch one on the surface iron? Like, I just don't know that there's funner fishing that exists than that.
I think it's absolutely the essence of Southern California fishing.
I agree, man.
There's nothing that is more Southern California fishing than yellowtail on the surface iron. It is the best way to catch them and the best fish.
Yeah, and what's your favorite surface iron?
Oh, I like 7X's and candy bars. I like them both. I mean, whatever. I like them both.
Whatever one you got tied on that swims.
Yeah, candy bars, 7X's, Caddy 45s, just the standard surface iron.
There you go. How does it differ on the daily double, Fred, for tackle? When somebody comes on the daily double, what should they be prepared to use? Of course, you guys rent great gear. The package we're giving away today includes rental tackle if you need it. So you don't really need to bring anything. But if one has their gear, what should they bring on the daily double?
Our basic rent rod is 25-pound line on a medium action rod, and we catch plenty of good fish with that. But boy, and this year, all bets are off. Who knows what's going to show up?
Seriously,
when
100-pound bluefin.
Yeah, well, when they're asking Steve, I almost said wahoo bombs. I mean, I think that might be one of the goals this year is to put a few more wahoo on the boat. I mean, last year that was pretty incredible.
Look at that score that Frank on the Royal Polaris had already.
Yeah,
100 fish in a day,
right?
In a
day.
That's great.
That is impressive.
Yeah.
Our gear, you want to be able to fly line relatively light gear, 15 to 20 pound. Bottom fish with 25-pound line and, a jig stick with 30 to 40. I don't think that our fishing in San Diego is much different than L.A. or Long Beach. I think this gentleman was calling from L.A.
Hills,
we're not any different than what you're seeing up there. Yeah. I wouldn't think that things change in that 100-mile difference between us and them.
Bring a bass rod, something to fly line a little bigger bait with, and maybe something to cast a lure with.
Absolutely.
There you go. Thanks a lot for the call this morning. Let's head down south. Mr. John Ireland's calling us from Rancho Leonero in Baja East Cape. Buenos dias, John.
Hey, John.
Peter, Rick, that's Fred, Steve.
Good morning.
Well, we have good fishing, as usual for this time of year. July is normally one of our better fishing months, and that's proved to be the case. The early blue marlin bite continues. Last week it was north and up by south of Sorabo. The fish have moved. Now, I'm sure there's still fish north, but a real good bite right off the banks off of La Rivera again. And most boats are picking up at least one blue marlin a day. Mixed with a lot of sailfish, some stripers, but now some real big sailfish. We caught a day before yesterday. Of course, we released him, but he had to be 175 to 200 pounds. Great big sailfish, great big whopper. So real good bill fishing out in front. We're getting good bait. They love the ballyhoo, They're going for the slow troll ballyhoo, That seems to be the bait of choice, certainly for the blues anyway. And like I say, I would say at least we're getting average of about 1.5 billfish per boat per day for guys that are just going out and targeting the billfish. A lot of smalls are Toronto, inside. Mostly peanuts. We get the occasional nice from 30 to 40 pounds. No real whoppers, but quite a few around. So hopefully they grow bigger next week. Bottom fishing's real good. A lot of pompano, barb, pargo, cabria. Real good inshore fishing. Some nice big pargo we're taking this week. Jacks and small rooster fish inside. The big roosters are a little different this year. There are a lot of them around, but they're a little further off the beach. Rincon Bay's been real good and further south in there, but gosh, we caught 3 over 50 pounds in about 3/4 of a mile off the beach, about as far off the beach as I've ever been with them. So they're out a little bit further this year, but they're around. The big guys are around. So it's good fishing right now for sure.
Yeah, it's good fishing indeed. And like you say, it's prime time in the East Cape. And if somebody wants to come down, is it possible that there's an opening at Rancho?
Yeah, there are a few. We're awfully busy, this time of year, but we do have some rooms available. So come on down and enjoy the great fishing.
Indeed. All right, John, how do we get a hold of you? We want to come fishing.
Thanks, Pete. It's 800-646-2252 or rancholanarrow.com.
All right. Thanks, John. Appreciate that, and we'll talk to you next week.
You bet. Thanks, guys.
All right. Appreciate the call.
All right, I don't want to bring up something bad because I know this has got to be hard for Steve to have to even relive the story. But you were talking about Wahoo. Steve probably had the worst thing that could possibly happen to a Southern California guy in the world regarding Wahoo last year, and we got to hear.
Come on, let's hear the story, Steve.
I don't want to bring up bad stuff because I know if this happened to me, I don't know what I would have done, but. We all know what it's like fishing the Coronado
Island. Yeah, he's giving you that look.
I
don't know. Steve's a big guy. You're in trouble, dude.
Yeah. We were fishing yellowtail at North Island. We were on a school of yellows. We had several yellowtail hooked. Saw a big, pretty splashy boil off the bow of the boat. Threw a lure at it. Hooked the fish. Didn't think of anything different of it. Just thought it was a yellowtail. And I handed the rod off to a guy, and he was pulling on it. And we got it up in the stern, and I looked in the water, and I realized it was a wahoo, about a 50-pounder. And the fish shot up the side a little bit. We were getting ready to gaff it. I had myself and another crew member were getting ready to gaff it, and right then a sea lion slid up behind it.
Oh, it just gives me the chills.
Took our wahoo and ran away with it. And fortunately and unfortunately at the same time, we had yellowtail hooks, right. So we couldn't chase after it to try and get it back.
Oh,
we lost our wahoo and lost my lure and the whole works. It was pretty devastating. It was to watch a sea lion tear apart, eat a wahoo.
A
wahoo
at North Island.
At Coronado Island. That on the surface iron, no less.
Yes, on the surface iron.
I love his passion about losing the jig, too. You find a good swimming jig.
It's obviously a really good one,
right? That's the worst twist of the knife ever. Like, oh, yeah, and you're never going to get to catch another fish on this one, too.
Could it happen again this year?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it. I don't think for the first time ever, it's not a question of if, it's a question of when.
That's so cool.
We have a shot at wahoo again.
Yeah. Freedivers were shooting them at North End and at Pukey Point,
yeah,
right?
Absolutely. Yeah. There were a number of fish. The Malahini got a couple trolling around, and
they did. Wow.
Yeah, we hooked 2 last year. One at North Island and one down at the rock pile. The one at the North Island surface iron, the one at the rock pile on a yo-yo jig. Both of them in the middle of good yellowtail fishing.
Oh,
yeah. The one at the pile just fell off, and it's just the way it goes.
But that's how they are.
Yeah, that's
the thing. Like you think about wahoo, on a long range trip when you're completely geared up for them and sharp hooks and wire and wahoo bombs, and if you get one of 5, you're doing great, And so you think about those odds up here. It's something special to make.
And
it happen.
What time of the year was that?
It was September, October.
Oh, it was fall.
Yeah, it was fall, a little later in the year.
All right. So we have that to look forward to.
I think so.
I'm ready, man. I'm ready.
Half day maybe, wahoo?
I'm so looking forward to this fall.
Right?
I mean, it's
no
like,
doubt.
bring this year on.
Yeah.
We're all antsy. We're all on the edge of our seats.
So
but again, it's the beginning. It's the first week of July.
I know. The games have already begun.
Yeah. So impressive.
Indeed.
It's hard to look at it as seasons almost now when you talk about the yellowtail fishing that's gone on for the 3/4 day guys. I mean, there has been yellowtail to catch every month of the year since 2014, really. I mean, there's never been a time when there wasn't fish to go catch there. I'm sure there's been yellows of every month of the year on the Malahini and on the Mission Belle, and I'll bet you a whole lot more than just 1 or 2 here or there. I mean, it's been biting all year long. It never stopped from last year.
Yeah, and if there was ever a year to introduce somebody to fishing, this is it. I mean, guys, I've been going full speed taking guys out on my boat.
Yeah.
Just, this is the year I want to take you fishing. I want to turn you on to fishing. Let's go on my boat. And it's worked. Fortunately, knock on wood, it's worked out. This is the time. If you have a boat, if you like to fish the sport boats, and you have friends that have always asked you to take them fishing, this is the year. Do it this year because we need more people turned on to fishing. That's for sure. Indeed. Let's go ahead and jump back into those jam-packed phone lines.
You got it, man. How about this time we talk to Jeff? Jeff's calling us from Costa Mesa this morning. Good morning, Jeff. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Good morning, guys. You got me fired up on that one. That Wahoo makes our last couple trips. We dumped a couple tuna on my buddy's boat. Tony's got a new 25-foot Parker. It's unbelievable with a gray hull. He's the black and blue 3. So we've been doing pretty well. Anyway, we dumped a couple big bluefin. I don't know. We fought them for an hour and a half. It's 2 separate days. But anyway, to follow it all up, we went the following day and ran across some puddling fish. Thought they were bluefin. Anyway, Tony got a 67-pound yellowfin. We were 14 miles from Dana Point.
Nice.
That's crazy.
That's awesome.
Crazy. Congratulations,
That's really a great story.
Yeah. So it's unreal. Just like you guys have been saying, especially for beginners or people who want to get out, and learn the half-day fishing to catch yellows, this quality and everything. God, what a good time to go. You guys.
Let's go fishing, indeed. Hey, Jeff, thanks a lot for the call this morning. That does free up 858-457-1090. Open right now. It's been a busy morning already. You want to get a chance to go fishing with Fred on the Daily Double and talk to these guys. There it is.
You got it. Leroy in Rancho Penasquitos. You're up next on Let's Talk Hookup. Good morning, Leroy.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Great.
Good morning.
Hey, I'm just curious about the flat-fall jigs. Are they working offshore, and do they work on yellowtail?
The flat-fall jigs work everywhere. They are impressive. If anybody ever thought that there would be anything better than like a 6X Junior for yo-yo fishing, it's been answered. The flat-fall jig is a good bait. They catch yellowtail really well. They catch bluefin and yellowfin tuna really well. I'm impressed. I have one tied on my yo-yo rod right now.
Really? And what size?
I have the 160 gram for fishing the yellowtail. I like the bigger ones for the yellows. They sink fast. They get down quick. They're great baits. They are amazing. They are taking over.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, they are amazing baits.
Get them now while you can.
If you can find one. They're to that point again that go to your shop and get what you can because they're not going to be. They're just they can't make them as fast as everybody wants to buy them and we've already gone through an amount that would in a typical season, we've already gone through an amount that would last more than an average year. For the entire year, I'm talking through the middle of the heat of summer, we've already gone through that amount when the season is still in its infancy right now. It's crazy how good that thing works. I got a funny story from Christmas Island. I brought those there, and there is, Pete, as you know, there is some of the coolest junk fishing you could ever want to do in the world. Snappers and grouper and coral trout and all those things there. And it's very good fishing, but there again, that flat fall, it truly did. It probably caught 4-1 over anything of similar, the first day, because the coral there, the bottom is horrifically unforgiving. If that lure hits the bottom for more than 2 seconds, you're fishing amongst these giant coral heads. So, your snag lure ratio can be fairly high. So I lost 2 or 3 of them one of our first days of fishing. Like, okay, well I don't want to shoot. I don't want to lose every lure I got. I'll switch over to a mega bait for a little bit later. It's like 4-1 fishing a flat fall versus a mega bait. That's on the same rod, same everything. It's just those things work so good.
Pretty impressive.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Hey. 858-457-1090. Thanks a lot for the call, Leroy.
Tom in La Habra, you're up next on Let's Talk Hookup. Tom, thanks for joining us this morning.
Yes, you mentioned passports in San Diego. Do you have an address or phone number of that facility where you can get them?
Rick, we have that on hand?
We do, and what we'll also try and do is put it up on our website or and our Facebook page rather. But okay. I do, and the only reason I know is because we sent it to Roy yesterday, or gave it to Roy yesterday when we were at our live broadcast at Mossy Ford. So yeah, stand by, and we'll definitely get you that phone number as well as the address to the issuing agency. The one thing I can say for sure is that you do want to call and make an appointment.
Yes.
So the number, if you got your pencil handy, is 877-487-8255. 2778.
And that's to make an appointment to
Correct.
get your passport, and then they'll tell you how to get there. It's just right downtown.
Yeah, it's on A Street, 401 West A Street in downtown San Diego, and it's just the San Diego Passport Issuing Agency. If you don't remember, didn't write it down, literally just do a Google search for San Diego Passport Agency, and it'll pop right up.
That's your least expensive way to do it. Not necessarily the fastest way to do it. There are several passport expedite services, but they cost additional money.
Right.
You know, I keep hearing good things about them. I've heard of people talk about getting it turned over, within a few days or even a day.
24 hours.
Yeah. And part of that is showing that you're going on a trip, and I keep thinking we need to get together with our booking agent, Point Loma Sport Fishing.
Yes.
Guys up there are great, but they say if you have something to prove that you're going on a trip.
That's correct.
Have a ticket to go on the Mission Belle.
Yeah.
And then take that in there. That's proof, isn't it?
Yeah, you can't.
What's the difference between that and an airline ticket?
Don't see any difference.
Same deal.
Yeah. You can't go and get a 24-hour turnaround without proof of whatever it may be, a boarding pass or this or that. But I'm with you. Some kind of travel itinerary. The reason I found out about this was for this exact reason, not for a fishing trip, but I was going on a travel trip and my passport got damaged a week before I was going to go. And so, I've done it myself and got it turned around in 48 hours. I had to show my travel itinerary, but they'll do it for you very quickly regardless because it's issued from that facility. But if you needed like a quote-unquote emergency situation, they have the ability of turning it around right then. So
Indeed. Hey, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning.
Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. More of your phone calls. We're going to check in with the catch report, find out what's biting up and down the beach. Lots of great stuff coming up. This is your shot to get through. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. Everyone likes special treatment, kind of feel like a VIP. Well, that's how our listeners are treated at Poway Valley Collision. I have personally heard of several stories of how well our friends Jim and Mary take care of their customers that we sent them. Poway Valley Collision is worth the drive from anywhere in the Southland. We know you may not need them today, but when accidents happen, it pays to go to Poway Valley Collision. And listen to this. Our listeners get a special discount that can save you hundreds of dollars on your car or truck repair. Just tell them you listen to the show and you get the deal. They work with most insurance companies, including Auto Club, MetLife, Wawanesa, and more. Just bring your car or truck to them and let Poway Valley Collision do the rest. I have had my truck repaired at Poway Valley Collision, and the job was perfect. So get your vehicle fixed right at Poway Valley Collision. Tell them you listen to Let's Talk Hookup, and they'll save you money on your repair. Poway Valley Collision, 14211 Garden Road in Poway. Check PowayValleyCollision.com.
Good morning, it's Whitney from Mammoth Lakes, California. Come on up, the water's fine, is what the Eastern Tier is touting. And in Mammoth Lakes, it's much more than just the water. This summer, our 4 lakes will be stocked with almost 16,000 pounds of healthy fighting trout. From fishing and biking to hiking and horseback riding, there's a legendary story waiting for adventurers of all ages in Mammoth Lakes. Start planning your next adventure at visitmammoth.com. That's visitmammoth.com.
Here's important news from Searcher Sport Fishing. Our 2015 schedule is now available at searchersportfishing.com. This is Captain Art Taylor. After an outstanding 2014 season, I promise our trips will fill fast. The Searcher offers great service, awesome food, air-conditioned cabins, an RSW system to preserve your catch, and plenty of room at the rail. Call Celia at 619-226-2403. That's 619-226-2403, or book online today at searchersportfishing.com.
It's time for our Power Pro 60-second seminar on your next fishing trip. You got to get the Power Pro advantage, and let's talk connections for a second. I tell you what, watching that YouTube video with the Johns Collins knot, you're fishing, standard 25, 30-pound, 40-pound test. I like that connection, man. It's easy, it's fast. Little piece of Seaguar fluorocarbon to your Power Pro, and it works.
We tie that connection at Fisherman's Hunting Tackle about 100 times a day. That's what we've adopted as our house knot to connect, solid spectra to a piece of fluorocarbon, and it's very skinny. It casts through the guides very easily, and that's the beauty of Power Pro, is it's a small diameter line that connects very well. Not all spectras have the same knot strength, and that's the beauty of Power Pro, is it is incredibly strong.
Yeah, and one of the beauties of fishing straight Power Pro with a little short top shot, when you're offshore fishing kelps, that yellowtail's going right to that kelp. And you get it in there with Power Pro, you have a chance to get it out.
There you go.
So check it out. Power Pro at your favorite tackle store, or check out PowerPro.com. I'm very excited to share my experience with the new Simrad NSS Evo 2 touchscreen chart plotter and sonar unit I just installed on my boat. I've been a Simrad electronics fan for many years and always enjoyed the ease of use and incredible technology. Last year I installed the new 4G broadband radar and could not believe the difference. So this year I upgraded to the new NSS Evo 2 and it's amazing. With an easy-to-use tablet-style interface that's fresh but familiar, the Simrad NSS Evo 2 combines a multi-touch screen with push-to-select rotary dial for precision control and speedy response. The core of any marine electronic for me is how it marks fish, and the new NSS Evo 2 with built-in Sonar Hub sounder technology, including chirp and structure scan, can't be beat. Now, the true test is whether I need to pick up the manual to figure it out. And guess what? The new Simrad gear is so easy, I didn't need it. There's a lot more to the new Simrad NSS Evo 2 system I'd like to tell you, but best to just go to your local Simrad dealer and check it out. Or see simrad-yachting.com for more details.
XEPRS 1090 AM, Rosarito, Baja California.
You're listening to the home of the Padres.
Padres are playing some kind of baseball.
San Diego's sports leader, the mighty 1090.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090. As promised, it's time to find out what's biting out there. Catch Sport Today is sponsored in part by Fisherman's Processing in San Diego. Get the finest fish processing while you wait from your local, your long range, or your private boat trip. They have taken the San Diego processing businesses to all new levels with superior service, superior product, and innovations like pre-booking your processing orders and those great new tuna burgers. You can friend them on Facebook at Fisherman's Processing, or for more details, check fishermansprocessing.com. And let's head on up to Dana War Sport Fishing. Talk to the man, Captain Brian Woolley's on the line. What's up, Willie?
Hey, good morning, guys. How are you?
Doing great. Good morning.
Good. Hey, another good week for us up here. We'll just jump right into it. Right close to home, this calico bass fishing just seems to keep on rolling. It's still really good this week. Some good fly line fishing right along the edge of the kelp. Made for some real fun days on these half-day trips. Mixed fish, of course, but plenty of legal fish and accounts for those guys. Good fly line sardine fishing, fish eating the rubber lures, the jigs, all the surface stuff. So real good fishing. And along with that at calico bass, we are seeing a little bit of yellowtail along the edge of that same kelp. So something like that in the mix as well. We've had some boats over to the island this week. Catalina, getting in on some of that yellowtail fishing over there. We were over there a day this week and had some decent fishing. I know Fury's been over there quite a few days this week, and he's had some excellent counts around the back there. I'm sure he'll continue to fish that this week on his 5-to-5 trips as well. That fish is mixed grade, some smaller 3 to 5, 7, 8 pound stuff, and then there's some good 20 to 25 plus pound fish in there as well. So good mix of fish over there. There's some excellent bonito fishing earlier in the week for us too. We had a couple go rounds with some 8 to 12 pound stuff off the beach a ways, as we were out there looking for kelps and tuna fish. Had a good little mix of that. And then yesterday, we found a good spot of clean water 7 miles off the beach with some real good kelp patty yellowtail fishing. That same grade of fish, 17 to 25 pound stuff. And along with that yellowtail yesterday in the afternoon, found some good spots of bluefin up on those huge spots of anchovy that's not too far from the harbor out front there. So that stuff did a little bit for us yesterday on the Sun Fun. We had only 14 people, real light load. We ended the day with 17 of those 17 to 25 pound yellows and 5 bluefin up to 35 pounds. So good little 3/4 day score, close to home, and we were within 10 miles of the harbor all day to catch that fish. So stuff was pretty close. So we'll keep tabs on it certainly this week. Hopefully, we get a good little shot with some sunshine, and the water's gorgeous out front. Some good 70-degree water in it. There's plenty of life, lots and lots of bait in it. So where that bait is where we found that fish. So now's the time to hop on a trip, guys. You can make a reservation. It's certainly the way you want to do it this time of year. Is call the office and they get your name on the list. And if you want to save some money on a local trip, you can link us right through the Let's Talk Hookup webpage. That'll take you right over. You can save 25% on a trip. Call the landing too. That number is 949-496-5794. Or you can check us out on the web at danawharf.com, and that pretty much sums up our week.
And what great fishing, Willie. Glad to hear that calico bass biting so good. Cool to hear about that big bonito. Sounds like lots going on, and certainly appreciate you keeping us up to date there. And in addition to the good fish, we're really looking forward to having you in here next Sunday. Be our guest on air in the studio here. Going to be lots of fun hearing everything going on up at the boys at Dana Wharf.
That's cool. Yeah, we're looking forward to that. Being there and spend some time with you guys there for sure.
Right on. Well, one more time, shoot us that phone number if somebody wants to make a reservation, Willie.
All right. Thanks, Rick. The number to the office is 949-496-5794.
Right on. Great report. We'll look forward to talking to you next Sunday
See you
in the studio
with Captain Mike Hansen, the boss.
Yeah, we'll be in there.
All right.
Thanks, Willie.
All right, guys. Good show. Thanks a lot.
Appreciate that.
See you next week.
Well, that's going to temporarily wrap up our Catch Report today. Hopefully we'll hear from Gundy a little later on in the show. But again, Catch Report sponsored in part by Job Site Supply, specializing in the mechanical, electrical, and plumbing trades. Come see the full line of Louisville ladders at the Job Site Supply. They have the exclusive logo lock system in-house, which is really cool. It allows you to take your company logo and embed it permanently into the fiberglass to deter theft and keep track of your ladders. JobSiteSupplyCo.com for more details.
Indeed. You want to get through here is your chance. 877-792-1090 is open right now.
Reggie in Simi Valley, you're up next on Let's Talk Hookup. Good morning, Reggie.
Hey, good morning, guys. How you doing today?
Great.
Appreciate you guys taking my call. I just wanted to give Steve mad props, man. I drive all the way from Simi Valley, California, just to go fish with that guy. I mean, no one is better than him. I mean, if you haven't had a chance to go to Mission Belle, book it as soon as you can. I mean, this guy is super passionate about his job. You can even hear it when he's on the PA. I mean, it gets everybody excited. And I was actually the guy who got that was my biggest yellowtail I got yesterday, man. I mean,
rad.
I had my limit yesterday by 9:45 a.m.
Oh, man.
That's cool.
That's awesome. How big was that yellowtail, Reggie?
I'm going to say it was about 25, 30 pounds. It was huge, man. That was the biggest one I ever caught, man. I mean, man, I'm still jazzed about it. It was so big that when they flayed it, they couldn't even put them inside the Ziploc bag. They had to do it in a trash bag.
Nice.
That's awesome.
It's a good problem to have.
That's a great problem.
Gotta love it, man. Well, that's great, Reggie. When you coming fishing again?
Oh, man, it'll be soon, man. Very soon. I mean, I consider the Mission Belle my home boat, man. I mean, there's a lot of landing in between here and San Diego, but I'll gladly make that drive to fish with Steve and the crew, man. They're top notch. They're the best.
That's
Just
cool.
one quick story here. I did a personal charter about a little bit over a month ago, and my dad was able to get his first yellowtail. And Steve can probably go into a little bit more about this, but my dad had a pacemaker installed, and it went off when he was doing the fishing, and he tried to quit. I didn't let him. He rode it in, landed it, and that was his biggest yellowtail on the Mission Belle, too.
That's rad,
Dad.
It was kind of scary, but, I think at the end of the day, it was worth it.
There you go. And he's still okay?
Yes, he is. He's clamoring to get back out there in the water with everyone, too.
That's good. All right. Good story, Reggie. Thanks for joining us this morning on Let's Talk Hookup. Appreciate that.
All right. Well, let's continue on with our Catch Report. We're going to hit the surf. The surf guru, Gundy Gunderson's on the line. What's up, Gundy?
Hey, what's happening, guys?
Good morning.
You are, man. Fishing.
I tell you, man, it's overall another excellent week of fishing. Ideal midsummer condition. There's lots of crabs, a lot of small crabs, but tons of crabs on the beach. Lots of small bait outside the surf line. And the 4th, 5th, 6th, we got a little full moon, a little grunion in the mix. But the highlight of this week was the Corbina fishing. We've talked about this the last few weeks, and it's just gotten better, Pete. It's just biting fish. The toughest deal this week was the crowds, so you got to get early, you got to get late. But let's start up in Malibu there. Wiley's reported some terrific Corbina action along the Malibu beaches there. The same angler who posted that 5-pound, 9-ounce fish 2 weeks ago was back in his honey hole. And yesterday, he caught and released a 5-pound, 2-ounce, 4-pound, 5-ounce, and a 4-pound, 6-ounce Corvina. Excellent quality fish. Fresh shucked mussels was the ticket. There was small sand crabs, but if you get those mussels that are in the reef, in the surf line, that are bright, clean, healthy, and boy, it's hard for a Corvina to turn that down. Torrance Beach in the South Bay was another hot spot with fish to 3 pounds reported on the lugworms and the mussels. Big Fish reported excellent Corbina action off Surfside, and the Bolsa Chica Inlet is one of the hot spots there. Ketchum Tackle in Costa Mesa reported lots of Corbina on the street jetties, and then river jetties there. Sand crabs, lugworms, the fresh mussels working well. Hogan's reported lots of fish at Strands and Salt Creek. Pochies, the Rivieras there south of the pier, all just flooded with Corbina. Pacific Coast reported excellent Corbina action. South Carlsbad, Army Navy, Torrey Pines, Del Mar. Lugworms have been red hot for those guys. And although you can, like I said, you can string those smaller crabs on, the lugworms and the fresh mussels this week have just been red hot, and those corbina on the bite. And, you know, it's interesting seeing that quality fish up north. Talking to Jenny at Wiley, she's been in there 40 years, and it's just rare to see that quality of corbina. They get them up there, but they're usually 1 to 2, the smaller grade. But, man, I'd like to know where that guy's fishing.
Yeah, no kidding, man. That's good stuff, Gundy. Always great. And, of course, you write in Western Outdoor News every week. All the hot surf dope is in there in Western Outdoor News. Always good stuff from Gundy Gunderson. And, Gundy, we sure appreciate all your help, and we'll talk to you next Sunday.
That's right, Pete. We also do that long-range report, and, boy, that ridge is red hot down there,
Oh, man. How about this Wahoo, huh? Yeah, Frank.
I love it. All right, gentlemen. Well, have a good week, and if you have a chance, think about a corbina, huh?
Yeah, man. They're fun to catch in the surf.
Thanks,
Talk
Gundy.
to you next week, Gundy. Appreciate that
All right, gentlemen.
very
Good
much.
show.
All right.
All right. Hey, speaking of which, be sure to check out this week's edition of Western Outdoor News. Lots of good stuff from albacore to Dorado and the East Cape. And,
Albacore? What's that?
Yeah, albacore and
What is
Eureka.
that?
Eureka.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think we're going to. You think we're going to see albacore this year, Freddie?
No.
No.
Only in a can from Jack Webster.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, but check it out, and it's just, yellowtail. All the good stuff is in Western Outdoor News this week. Check it out at your local tackle store, or better yet, subscribe it.
All right. Well, hey, let's jump back into the phones. They're packed up. Let's talk to John calling us from Long Beach this morning. Hi, John. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, guys. How are you?
What's up, John?
Hey, I was going to ask you on the three-quarter day boat, how do you guys keep your fish fresh on there? Do you have an RSW like some of the other local boats do now?
3/4, half day. How do you keep the fish fresh?
We're gunny sacks and lots of water going over the top of them.
Yeah.
We have plans. We have one. We wanted to have one on this year. It didn't come to.
Season never slowed enough to keep you on the dock.
It's a heck of a problem to have.
Yeah.
Just got busy catching fish, and we work hard at it.
Yeah, make sure that you try and keep the fish, and then when you get in the U.S. waters, you're filleting the fish. And, of course, on the half day, you can fillet the fish on the way home, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, which you keep your guys busy there.
Good problems.
Yeah.
Great problems.
Indeed. Hey, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning.
All right, how about next up we talk to Dennis. Dennis is calling us from Linda Vista this morning. Hi, Dennis. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, guys.
What's up, Dennis?
I'm telling you, I fished the Daily Double years ago, but I heard rumors, maybe both captains can tell us a little bit more about their boats, but rumors were that the Daily Double was a PT boat. Is that true?
No, absolutely not.
It was built for fishing.
Yeah, it was. The Daily Double, Jack Norick is the builder, and he worked for Dittmer Donaldson for quite a few years, and building a typical 65-footer. Jack had different designs and different ideas, so he splintered off from Dittmer Donaldson, and he built, 8 or 10, 12 boats on his own. And the difference between the Daily Double and your average 65-foot Dittmer Donaldson, ribs on a Dittmer Donaldson fall every 16 inches on center. The ribs are every 13 inches on center, and it's just built beefier. No butt blocks, the frames, the fall on the ribs, a little bit different construction, but it was Norick's best boat, I feel.
And you just look at how low to the water the boat is and how it fishes. Oh, my.
Stable.
It is a nice platform. A wood boat that lays, close to the water. It is a nice platform. I might be a little biased.
What do you think, Steve? Is he biased?
It's a great boat.
Yeah.
It's a platform to fish from.
As well as the Mission Belle is a great boat, too. Yeah. Where was the Mission Belle built?
Costa Mesa, I think it's steel, Mission Belle is.
Is it?
It's extra heavy and rides really nice.
That's why it rides so well.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And
hey,
again, purpose-built for sport fishing.
For sport fishing. You look at low to the water, the deck space, bait tank layout, all of that stuff.
Not converted, it was made for it.
Yeah, and built for Southern California,
That's
too.
what I mean,
Our third boat, the Point Loma, it was built in Westport, Washington. And, Ralph Botticelli bought it, and Steve was part of the crew that brought it down. Bill McKinney was part of the team that re-outfitted it from fishing salmon in the Northwest to a Southern California boat and adding the bait tank and the rails and the different configurations. And, even though it wasn't built for Southern California sport fishing, it's a good platform as well.
And the Point Loma runs out of Point Loma Sport Fishing, and like you say, you're running a 3/4 day on that and more of an offshore slant, right?
Yeah, that's our utility boat. We feel real lucky that we're able to go a couple different directions and have we try to service our 3/4 day people and we get a feel for what they want and where's our need.
Yeah.
And people ask us at the beginning of the year, what are you going to do? It's like, well, let's see what
tell us.
Yeah, let's see what the year brings.
Yeah.
And right now it's looking like there's going to be one boat running offshore and one boat fishing near coastal Mexican waters.
It shows that you guys are fishermen. You know what I mean? Like you're not gonna tailor it due to a pencil and a paper and a schedule. You're gonna tailor it due to what the fish and what the customers are looking for.
Yeah, Ron Baker had that phenomenal halibut year a couple years back, and when am I going to get to fish halibut again? It's like, well, I think the tuna are going to get in the way this year again.
Yeah, it's a good problem. Now, Captain Ron runs the Point Loma for you a few days a week?
Yeah, Ron, Tony, and I think TJ is going to come back a little bit this year.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
Very good. Thanks a lot for the call this morning. That does free up 858-457-1090. Been a busy morning. There's your chance to get through.
Been a very busy show. When we come back, we got a lot more of it coming your way. Another full hour. We got more catch reports. We're going to get our fishdope.com report. We're going to check in, see what's biting on the beach. We got lots of your phone calls. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
It's business on the banks of the Smith, yeah.
Fishing season started early, so now is the time to visit the best saltwater tackle store anywhere. Hi, this is Doug Kern from Fisherman's Landing Tackle. With more inventory than ever before, we know the demand is going to be huge this season. So why wait? Visit us now and get your pick of the best equipment. Hey, there are already tuna, yellowtail, and marlin in local waters. So gear up now for what could be our best season ever. Take advantage of our expert staff that knows how to outfit you the right way. Come by and see us at Fisherman's Landing Tackle at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego or saltwatertackle.com. Fisherman's Landing has been the choice of sport fishing anglers for decades with the largest fleet of long-range boats worldwide, complemented by Southern California's finest charter and open party fleet. From a half-day trip on the Dolphin to overnight trips or a long-range adventure, you can count on Fisherman's Landing to deliver the best. Check the website for all that is going on or call Fisherman's Landing at 619-221-8500. Book now at fishermanslanding.com.
Here's John Ireland for Rancho Leonero.
The main emphasis on the ranch, we're going to keep it old style. We're not going to change anything. We're just going to improve what we have. The kitchen is brand new kitchen this year with all new kitchen equipment, new stoves, ovens. We put a new freezer in. We've put in all brand new split air conditioners with thermostats to make sure every room is cold. We've also worked on the boat fleet with a couple large lures, a 31 and a 34. We've got the largest Super Ponga fleet on the East Cape, all with brand new Yamaha motors. Brand new beds. We've got all Serta beds, the best beds in Baja, I kid you not. We're working all the time at the ranch. We're not changing it, just making it a lot better. That's why we get the high TripAdvisor reviews. It's my responsibility. I got to take care of you. I'll personally guarantee your best fishing experience and vacation at Rancho Leonero. RanchoLeonero.com. Our new reservation phone number is 800-646-2252, 646 Baja.
Cedros Tackle has some great news. They are expanding to offer you new adventures to complement their fully outfitted tackle shop right on Cedros Island. Cedros Tackle will now offer kayak fishing and tours. The adventure includes deluxe accommodations in Cedros Tackle's own brand new 3-bedroom, 2-bath cottage that provides all the comforts of home, yet gives each guest their own private space to rest after a long day of fishing and fun on Cedros Island. The kayak adventures include the use of fully outfitted Hobie Outback Mirage Drive kayaks, perfect for fishing, spearfishing, snorkeling, and more. Your Cedros Tackle kayak adventure includes transportation to a remote location, either by Ponga or truck. While you are out fishing, the crew will set up a relaxing day camp, including a barbecue lunch. Have the kayak adventure of a lifetime without the work. You just fish and enjoy. Cedros Tackle can even take care of all your equipment. So for your next trip to Cedros Island, try a kayak adventure with Omar, Jeff, and the gang at Cedros Tackle. For more information or to help plan your trip, check the website at cedrostackle.com.
XEPRS 1090 AM Rosarito, Baja California.
You're listening to the home of the Padres.
Oh, right.
San Diego's sports leader, the Mighty 1090.
Information is the key to success, and inside information is even better. When it comes to fishing, inside information is critical, and that's what FishDope.com delivers. FishDope.com really does help you catch more fish and save fuel. FishDope.com is the only SST service with a satellite oceanographic PhD on board, the only fish finding service with a spotter plane. You get daily catch reports from Point Conception to San Martin Island, 365 days a year. FishDope.com boasts the largest code group anywhere, covering sport boats, commercial boats, and private boaters. FishDope.com has online planning tools, moon phase, tides, hot bite icons, and more. What I'm telling you is, if you don't have FishDope.com, well, good luck. Membership costs less than 40 gallons of gas for the entire year. That's right, 1 year. What a bargain. Plus, stay tuned for the special code to save $20 on a FishDope.com membership. Check it out today. FishDope.com. Catch more fish, burn less fuel.
This is Greg Stotesbury from AFCO. For over 20 years, AFCO has been known for its traditional fishing shorts. We now will also be known for our new line of next-generation fishing and board shorts. Our new M82 tactical fishing shorts feature quick-dry, high-tech, two-way stretch fabric, zipper fly, 6 functional pockets plus pliers pocket, sublimated camo print, and our DWR finish so your shorts don't get stained. Also new to the AFCO line are the M25 Stingray board shorts. The Stingray board shorts feature new, quick-dry, 4-way mind stretch fabric, modern zipper fly, 2 technical high-cargo pockets with inverted zippers, silicone printed draw cords, along with our DWR finish to repel stains. Both shorts are new to the AFCO line and come in a variety of colors and sizes. These technically advanced fishing and board shorts continue AFCO's long tradition of providing the world's finest fishing and board shorts. Check them out today at better shops everywhere.
Summer has finally arrived, bringing warmer waters our way. And you know what that means? The offshore fishing this season could be one of the best ever. And speaking of best ever, have you seen the new 2015 Ford F-150? It's the most advanced F-150 ever, which is even more good news for fishermen. One of my favorite features is the available 360-degree camera. It lets you see everything around you, which really comes in handy when you're trying to launch on a crowded dock. It's also the first truck ever to be built with military-grade aluminum alloy. That means the new F-150 is up to 700 pounds lighter to accelerate faster and stop quicker. It also hauls more and tows more. And get this, it does it all more fuel efficiently. I highly recommend taking one out for a test drive. The new F-150 is the best thing to happen to fishermen in San Diego since the barbed hook. So stop by your San Diego County Ford dealer today. They'll be glad to hook you up.